Good morning, students. I am Neetu James, your SST teacher, and here I am ready to teach you in second lecture about nationalism in Europe. In previous video, we have discussed about that how French Revolution spread the idea of nationalism, what were the nation state or what was the meaning of nation state and difference between nation state and modern state. Then when French Revolution was started, it created the collective belonging by different means. These different means were, we will have the quick recap, the La Patrie, Le Citoyen, then the idea of national flag was there, then feudal dues were removed, then dialects were discouraged and national language French was used as national language. Then new hymns and new oaths were used by the people. Okay, so these were the some ideas, some things which were used to spread the idea of nationalism in Europe with the help of France. If you will see at the time of revolutionary, when revolutionaries were there, so they were thinking that it is their duty, their mission to liberate rest of the Europe from the rule of monarch, and for that main action that students and other middle class people started developing Jacobin clubs, and the activities of Jacobin clubs and the campaign of Jacobin clubs gave the way to the army to spread the idea of nationalism. We know that Napoleon was the ruler of France in year 1804, and at that time his idea, his objectives, or he was very ambitious person. He wanted to conquer whole Europe under his control, and for that number of countries he conquered such as Switzerland, Holland, Italy, Germany, etc. And when army was moving from these countries, so army was also started spreading the idea of nationalism in Europe. Then as Napoleon spread the idea of different changes he spread, uniform measures, uniform weights he introduced. He introduced that there should be equality before law. Then he introduced that there should be equal, custom duties should not be there. Then uniform system, uniform administration will be there in country France. Then after that what happened, same idea he introduced in the countries which were conquered by him. So this idea or these changes which were introduced by him were known as a civil code of 1804, and as they were introduced by Napoleon, so you can say them Napoleon code, also Napoleon's code. And this is very important question which is coming in your board exam. You need to prepare, you need to pay attention and understand it nicely. So if you will see what were the changes introduced by him, one by one we will see from here. If you will take number 1, that he removed the privileges on birth. If you will go back in French society, what was happening, first estate and second estate were having some privileges, that they were not paying taxes. They were having right to collect feudal dues, as well as they had right to collect taxes. So what happened, these privileges were given them by birth, and Napoleon did not like this, as a middle class was also given idea that the privileges should be on the social standard. So when Napoleon became the ruler of France, as well as when he conquered the countries of Europe, he removed that idea of privileges which were granted on the basis of birth. This was the first change. Second change was there that he gave right to property. You know that first, second, third estate were there in France. First and second estate was having lots of money under their control. About 90% of land of France was under the control of clergy and nobles. So what happened? The middle class, when it started working hard through its overseas trade in silk and other textile, what happened? People started earning money, and as they earned their money with their hard work, so Napoleon said that this property belongs to them only. whatever property individual was having, that was of their own property. Nobody will have right on that property. Only for the development of country, sometime property can be taken, but that was also by the government for the development idea, such as for the development of railway track if there, and land is coming and the individual land is coming on the way for that development program, then by giving them compensation they can take that land or that property. Other than he gave the right to property to the citizens who were having their property. Third change was there that he abolished feudal dues. Now what was feudal system there in France? So feudal system was like that, we know that landlords were having large pieces of land under their control. Large area of land was under their control, and these landlords were not doing any farming work or any agricultural activities on that land. Number of farmers, small farmers were there who were not having land with them. They wanted to, because they did not know any other kind of work, so they wanted to have the farming. So they were borrowing money on rent from these landlords, and these landlords were taking rent for that land from these farmers. That system was known as feudal system. So this system was also abolished by Napoleon. Then the fourth change was there, that equality before law. He introduced that all people are equal in the country, whether they are citoyen or citoyenne. There is no difference on the basis of their color, basis of their caste, creed or gender. All will be equal in front of law. Then guild restrictions were removed. Now you will ask that, ma'am, what is guild? So guilds were the trade associations which were taking decision of trade. What are the goods will be import, what are the goods will be export, what will be the quantity, whether they will take the tax or not, whether they will allow the outsider to come and have the trade. All these decisions were taken by guilds, and now these guilds were removed from the areas which were under the control of Napoleon. Guilds were having the restrictions to the outsiders to have the trade. So these restrictions were removed, guilds were removed. Now people were free to have the trade with the different countries. If we will move towards the sixth change which was introduced under the civil code, that is freedom from serfdom and manorial. So serfdom was also system in which farmers were forced to do farming work on the land of landlords without any wages. Okay, you can say in Hindi that it was a begari. They were working like as bandhwa mazdoor. So bonded laborers they were there. Okay, so that system was also removed from France by Napoleon. Then Napoleon did number of infrastructure development programs also. He did made a number of roads also, have the improvement in transportation and communication system. Number of schools were also opened by him. Then these were the changes. So whether the people happy with these ideas or not, what was the reaction of people with this civil code? Do you think that all people were happy with these ideas? No. Definitely people were having mixed reaction towards this Napoleon code. Some were happy and some did not happy. So if you will see the people who were happy with this idea, and these people were peasants, artisans, businessmen and workers were there who were happy, because they were finding now uniform system, and this uniform system facilitate their business, their agricultural activities, etc. But there were some people who were not happy with this idea, because this idea, they were thinking that with this idea some changes, some strictness was also there with Napoleon. But the countries which were conquered by Napoleon, they were thinking that this French army or these French revolutionaries are harbingers of liberty. These are the flag bearers who will bring liberty for them, who will bring independence, freedom for them from the monarch rule, from the rule of monarchy, you can say. So the new arrangements were introduced and they were good. Definitely these, if you will see such type of arrangement, anybody will see, they will say that these arrangements were very good. But the drawback of Napoleon was that he did not give any political freedom to people in his kingdom. What were these? Wrong action, wrong decisions taken by Napoleon, or the negative things were done by Napoleon, where if you will see, these were that he increased taxes, which was not accepted by people. People were not happy with the increased taxes, as they had the revolution against Louis XVI. He also increased the taxes and then people revolt against him. So same idea Napoleon did, that all these things were changed. But from where money will come to implement all these ideas? And for that he took the decision that taxes will be increased, and that was the wrong idea. Second wrong thing which was done by Napoleon was that he started censorship. Now people were not free to express themselves. It means they were not allowed to criticize the wrong actions of government. They were suppressed to express their views, to express their ideas. And the third thing was there, that you know that Napoleon wanted to conquer whole Europe. He wanted to become the emperor of whole Europe. And for that he started forcing people to join the army. Not enjoy, to join the army. And this forced recruitment in army was also the reason behind the people support, means people not supporting him, means people who were not happy with him. So these were the three things which made people unhappy. One was he increased taxes. Second thing was that he forced people to join army. And the third was that there was censorship, means people were not allowed to express their ideas, their views. If we will see here now what happened in the nationalism in Europe. Little introduction is there that we will see. Austria-Hungary, then communities which were ruling, and how middle class emerged. So if you will see in the 18th century Europe, or you can say in the second half 18th century, means after the period of 1750. So in that period, if you will see, people were Europe was under the control of autocratic monarch. And these autocratic monarch, what they were doing, whatever territory was under their control, these territories were like that mixed language speaking people were living there. Their languages different, their culture were mixed, their religion were different, and they were having different ethnic groups also. So it was very difficult to rule them by monarch, but monarch were ruling, and this made them autocratic, because people were not ready to listen them. So monarch were autocratic, they had uncontrolled power at the time of in the late 18th century. If you will see that how it was, so one of the example was there, that how the different dynasties, different region were under the control of one dynasty. So take the example of Austria and Hungary. If you will see in your book, Austria and Hungary, they gave name that it was the patchwork of region and people. It was patchwork of region and people. Patchwork means यहाँ से भी ले लिया, वहां से भी ले लिया, इधर से भी ले लिया, सब जगह से लगा करके मिक्स कर लिया. We are making a khichdi. So different type of pulses and rice we are using and making khichdi. Mix. So this was the kingdom of Austria and Hungary was also like as patchwork. Different region were there and totally different. If you will see here, the Austria and Hungary, if you will see the Alpine region which was under its control. So Alpine was having Tyrol under it, Sudeten land was there under its control, and Austria was there. Then if you will move to Bohemia, it was also region under the control of Austria and Hungary. But what was happening here? The aristocracy was speaking German language. Bohemian people should speak Bohemian. Their language should be that. But here the people who were aristocracy belonging to aristocracy class of society, they were speaking German language. Then you move towards the Lombardy and Venetia or Hungary. Different language speaking people you can find in these region, and that is why, and these all region were under the control of Austria and Hungary, and that is why it was known as patchwork of region and people. Now if you see Europe, so Europe was having two communities. Before also I said one word, aristocracy. Now I am going to explain you who were aristocracy people. So two group of people were there here in Europe, that aristocracy and another was common people you can say, or workers you can say. Okay, common people you can say. Sorry, peasants you say, take peasants were there. So if you will see the aristocracy, so people who were belonging to aristocracy or who were aristocrat, what were their quality, how you identify them? These people were powerful, these people were rich, they were having big piece of land under their control. Now as these people were rich, so they were having their relation with the rich people only, other aristocrat of different countries, and to develop the relationship with other aristocrat society of other countries, they were having marriage ties with these people. Okay, power was under their control, whether it was social power or political power. Then these people were speaking French language. We know that France was the flag bearer to bring the idea of nationalism. So these aristocrats were inspired by France, and that is why they started speaking French language to show themselves high in the society, belonging to high society people. So they started speaking French language. So this was the identification of aristocrat. And second community was peasants. And the peasants these were poor people. They were majority number. And if you will see them, they were not having land with them. So how they were, as they were peasants, how they were doing their farming work or doing the work of agriculture. So if you will see, divide the Europe in the Eastern and Central Europe, people were working like as peasants were working like as serf. Serf means bonded labor. And in Western part of Europe, some farmers were having their own land and some were working like as a tenant on the land of landlords. Now, nationalism was emerged in Europe. With that, one society was very important in that is middle class. And this middle class emerged with the development of industrialization. As industrialization started first in Britain, and after that it spread in other part of Europe. So what happened with the development of industrialization, with the emergence of industrialization? What happened? A new class of society emerged, that was middle class. And this middle class was included industrialists, businessmen, merchants and other professionals. And these were against the privilege which were given to aristocrat. These people were not happy that aristocrats are having privileges. They are having all the ruling power in their hand, all political power in their hand, all social rights in their hand. They wished that these rights should be on the skills, on the efficiencies of people. So they wanted to abolish the privileges which were given to aristocrat or high society people on the basis of birth. This middle class was the who first said that we want society or the division of society on the basis of social status. Other group was also emerged with the development of industrialization, because industries were there, definitely workers were required. So other group was there, workers, and the condition of workers was not that much very good. So the new ideas which were given by middle class were two. These were that national unity, and another was abolition of privileges which were given to the aristocrats, or you can say high society people. So we have discussed that how Napoleon's ideas were introduced, but there were so many good things were there. But with that, one wrong decision was there, that political rights were not given to the people, to the citizens of kingdom. They were not having political freedom. They were not having freedom to make association. They were not having freedom to make political parties, or they were not having right to criticize government. Even media was also controlled by Napoleon. What Napoleon wanted to show, that was only shown or printed in the media. So this was not accepted by middle class, or the new class. Industrialists were included in that, professionals were included in that, and businessmen were included in that. These were the people who were doing hard work and becoming rich and increasing their status in society. So they were not happy with this idea that whatever Napoleon wished to having in the society, in the country. Though he introduced some good ideas, but these ideas overlap, or you can say political freedom not given, that idea overlap on that good things which were introduced by Napoleon. And then his rule was also abolished, or he was also in the War of Waterloo in 1815 he was also defeated, and then again democracy was established in France and other European countries. And this we will discuss in coming video, coming section of chapter. Okay.